Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to a fun video hop by Altenew. Today I will be playing with this gorgeous die set. This is a layering die set which is called Zinnia from the Craft a Flower collection by Altenew. It comes with a bunch of dies that allow you to create two different flowers. And they have done something super clever, which is going to make your life really easy when it comes to aligning all those different layers. So if you take a close-up look, at the center of those flower dies, you will find a tiny little keyhole. I don't know if you can tell. This is what will help you separate which dies go for which flower. So you see I have those two different ones and it's super easy for me to separate them in two bunches, one for flower number 1 and another for flower number 2. And it is the same thing for the centers as well. So now let's work with this one, and I know these go together due to the little design at the center. Here it is again. Then next to it there is a little number which is engraved on the dies. So you can tell which one is number 1, 2, 3, etc. And you really don't need to know from the beginning. When you cut out all those designs, it is going to be engraved on the cutout. I'm going to show you what I mean later on. Now, for now, I'm going to do the die cutting, and I will be cutting all the layers from the same colored cardstock, that's rose quartz, and it comes from the rose petal gradient cardstock set. And I will also cut out the centers for this flower using two different colors from the summer afternoon set. And you see I was able to fit everything that I need for making this first flower, and I can cut out everything by passing it through once from my die cutting machine. And of course now this is where that keyhole at the center makes it so easy to align all those layers. Plus, I don't know if you can tell, but there is the indentation of the number, so you know what goes first, second, third and fourth for my flower. And of course you can go ahead and stick all those layers one on top of the other. If you're like me and you want to add that extra something on your flower, you can go ahead and ink up some parts of it. Here I'm using my baby pink Altenew ink with a very small blending brush, and I'm not trying to cover up the whole thing, obviously. I'm starting from the center and trying to smudge out a little bit of that ink, darkening up the base of the petals, which is going to give some extra dimension and interest on my flowers. Then if you want, you can add some dimension on the petals. For that I'm just using my pickup tool, but you can definitely use a pencil, you can use your bone folder, just adding some curve there. It's going to make it even fluffier. And once that's done, it is time to put all the layers together. There are 4 layers for this flower, so it is really easy to place one on top of the other. I'm just following the order, the numbers that are already engraved at the center of those layers, and I'm making sure that I align them correctly, making sure that one keyhole is over another. If you want to have extra dimension, you can definitely use something dimensional at the back like a foam tape. This is going to turn your flower into being super fluffy. Another thing that you can do is to cut out 2 layers if you like 2 times the first layer, 2 times the second layer, etc., which is going to turn your flower into being super fluffy. But it really depends on what you want to do. Then for the center there are 3 different layers. You need to add first the darker one, again aligning it with the keyhole. Then you will stick on top the other one that has the exact same shape, but it's going to cover up the keyhole so you don't have to watch it anymore. And then at the top you add the lighter color. And you see my first beautiful flower is ready. You can fluff it up if you like. It's really stunning, and you can use it not only for cards but also for any other type of projects. Think of all the different color combinations that you can come up with. And then I will repeat the same exact idea for creating the second flower. The second flower has 5 layers, as you can see, plus the 3 for the center. And I went with a puffy hard cardstock. Again, that was from the same rose petal gradient cardstock set. And just like I did with the first flower, I am adding a little bit of inking at the center of all those cutouts by using magenta. And once you glue everything together, here is how it looks. And just because I have some inking on the petals, the centers look very clean to me. That's why I want to introduce that blended look at the center as well. And I'm touching them up with a little bit of pumpkin pie. Now in the Zinnia die set, you will also find 2 dies that cut out leaves. I cut out 4 of them. And again, I'm going to blend in a little bit of ink that's a fresh leaf. And I'm just brushing it out from the base of the leaf towards the tip. Now I'm going to show you how I like to store everything. I just use a Ziploc bag and I place everything inside and then I stick it inside that envelope that comes with the packaging. If I can use the original packaging in any way, I tend to do that because I don't like to buy new things for organizing my stuff. And it's time to put the card together. For that I have cut out this frame. This is from the Mega Stamp frames, one of my favorites. I think it is over a year or probably more that this was released, and I definitely keep using it again and again. So at the back of the frame I'm going to add thin strips of foam tape so that I can pop it on top of my card base. And if you like to recreate this card, you can definitely turn this into a shaker window card. However, I decided not to. There is a lot of things going on top of my card with those fluffy flowers, so I'm just going to stay away from a shaker mix. Also, you can stick the frame straight if you like. I like wonky things. I always find that it adds something extra on a card. That's why I placed it this way. And then I have a white panel that fits perfectly inside that frame, and I'm going to ink up a little bit the background to add that extra something on it. For that I'm going with ocean blue. Now somehow I missed filming that part, but all I did was just add a little bit of inking from one edge towards the other, making sure that I don't ink it up completely. That's why I have that ombre effect. I also added some splatters using the same ink pad. And it's finally time to place the flowers down. For that I'm using glue at the back, and I already have so much dimension with those flowers that I don't need to add a foam tape at the back of the flowers. Just place them next to each other, and then I'm going to use again my pickup tool and add some dimension on the leaves, and then I will just tuck them underneath the flowers. And at this point I have to say that I'm absolutely happy with how my card looks. I think it is so gorgeous and those flowers are just so beautiful. I will be using them a lot in the future, I know I will for sure. So I went with 4 of the leaves. You can add as many as you like, and then for the sentiment I'm just going for a very simple one that says smile. This comes from a stamp set from an older release that has absolutely beautiful sentiments in it. It is called Meadow Reflections, and of course, just like always, you will find the full list of all the supplies down below in the description area if you are watching on YouTube, as well as on my blog. Now, of course, you can definitely stop here. The card is really pretty. If you want, you can add some sequins, you can add some clear bubbles like I'm doing here. I'm gluing them down with white glue that looks milky at the moment, but it is going to dry completely clear, so you won't see that white behind that dot. And again, you can totally stop here, or if you are like me and you like that mixed media vibe on your cards, you can definitely go ahead and add some splatters with white. Completely optional, of course. So that was the card for today. I hope that you had fun and that you got inspired. Keep in mind that this is part of a video hop, so if you want to see more inspiration, if you want to win prizes, make sure to check out the rest of the videos. You will find everything you need in the description below as well as on my blog. Don't forget to leave comments, to like the videos along the video hop, and make sure to subscribe to the wonderful designers if you haven't done so already. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.